Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey, and welcome back to a conversation about Miss Robyn, Dixon, and the ladies of Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, but before we get into that, if you're watching this video on Thanksgiving Day, then happy Thanksgiving, honey, and I hope that you're having a great Thanksgiving with great food surrounded by great people. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and let's get straight into this article, okay? Because Miss Robyn Dixon decided that she was going to do like an interview or something with the Today Show. So with her doing this interview with the Today Show, girl, she spoke on Candiace, and it seems like she's trying to say that Candiace is still being dramatic about the situation. And then also, the other thing is she spoke on Miss Wendy Osefo, which Wendy Osefo actually came out over on the Twitter, and Wendy had some things to say. So before I really get started, I want to make sure that I pull up. Hopefully, I don't forget to pull up what Miss Wendy had to say over there on her Twitter once she learned. I think it was on Reality J's page. There you go. I think it was on his page. Okay, perfect. So, okay, we'll get into some things. All right. So, first of all, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen so that we can get into this article or whatnot with the Today Show and Miss Robyn Dixon of Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. So, I'm just going to jump like in the middle of the article. So, the headline says Dixon wishes Dillard Bassett would have received rumors about her husband differently. First of all, this is starting off wrong already, if you ask me, because I just feel like Robyn, you were already scrunching your face up at the news right out the gate. You felt like Giselle was putting 20 on 10 and Ashley and whatever else. You already kind of felt away and you were in disagreement with what the ladies had to say. But then now, and I hate that Giselle has you in a chokehold. I really hate that she has you in a chokehold, especially as she had that conversation saying, you should always have my back. Don't embarrass me in front of other people. Question me. Do, 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 do. So now it's really you, and I hate this for you because it's giving a bit of a follower that you're not willing to stand in your own thoughts, ideas, and how you feel. You're adopting the feelings of Giselle and you're pushing her narrative. And I disagree with that. And I'm just reading the headline. We'll get into the article to see exactly what it is Robyn says. But Robyn, can you at least try to, because you're strong, right? And you're probably the most aggressive woman on this show. So for me, I just feel like use your hands to get that grip. Okay, get you a good grip yourself on Giselle so she can get you up out that chokehold that she got you in. Okay, but let's keep going. All right. With 7 seasons under her belt, Dixon says the cast knows how to get the job done when it comes to filming this show. Part of the job, she's deep in the drama. Okay. Part of the job she's deep in the drama on this season is the ongoing feud between Giselle and Candiace over allegations that Candiace's husband Chris made Giselle feel uncomfortable in a conversation after season 6 reunion taping. Again, Giselle says she was feeling uncomfortable because she had another woman's husband in her room, right? A room that you welcomed him into, number one. And I understand, we want to believe people when they say they felt uncomfortable around a man and stuff. I get all of that. But let's be very clear. Okay, let's be very clear about this. Chris went to Giselle's room, in my opinion, and I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to hold on to that because he was checking Giselle in the best way that he could as a little brother, big sister, whatever situation. He was checking her based on how she handled Candiace at the reunion. Giselle felt a way about that. I believe she went and she told Robyn about that afterwards, right? She was uncomfortable with how Chris was checking her. Because one thing about it, Giselle can go around and mess with what everybody else has going on. She can mess with Karen and her stuff, Wendy and her stuff. She can mess with everybody's stuff, but can't nobody mess with her for the things that she says and she does. So that's really what it was. But when she came to the show, she pitched it as though it was something else because she called this man a sneaky link. So she pitched it as though he was probably going to violate her. Like he came at me like if I was down with like doing the do, like he came at me like he'll be with it. Like if I was down, he'll be with it. He's a sneaky link. That's what you said. Right, because you were trying to twist the narrative to fit whatever Ashley had going on, which confirms to me that y'all had to sit down and y'all did some plots and y'all did some plans. if you ask me. But honestly, I feel like that man went to go check your ass last season. Okay, so this is you trying to get back at Chris for how he handled you last season, okay, at the reunion, and for whatever issue you have with Candiace in general. Okay, you're bringing that's why you coming after both of them, and then you going to do interviews and you over here lying, saying that Candiace is putting 20 on 10 and she's misconstruing your words. No, she heard you very clearly, just like the general public have heard you, girl. You know exactly what you was doing, and you know the agenda that you were trying to push. Let's be very clear. And then last episode, you literally tried to push SA on this man by saying that he grabbed a woman's butt. Are you crazy? Now, people are saying that Chris is likely going to sue Giselle. I don't know if that's fact or whatever it is. I don't necessarily believe it until I hear it come out of Chris Bass's mouth. When Chris speak on that out his mouth and says that, hey, I'm going to sue her, or a more reputable source puts that out, then maybe I'll believe it. But I don't know if he gonna sue her, but at the end of the day, girl, you sleep accusing this man of assault, but then you trying to say it came by way of Miss Ashley Darby. Cut the SHI, okay? Let's go ahead and let's keep going. Now, Giselle's allegations came after Ashley expressed to Chris, or at least expressed to Robyn, that Chris had slid into her DMs late at night, inviting her to the bar he works at, causing a stir in the group about Chris's behavior. Now, Robyn has been a vocal supporter of Chris, okay, and his innocence. She has been a very vocal supporter, okay, expressing that his actions were friendly all along due to his existing cordialness, okay, with Giselle, right? What else? Yeah, so pretty much Chris is pretty much nice, okay, to even Ashley has crossed this man so many times, or at least his wife. He still be out here being friendly to this lady, which I feel is kind of a bit disrespectful when it comes down to a woman that don't like your wife and your wife don't like her. Why is you being friendly? But you're just a friendly NIGGA, okay? So Chris being friendly with all of the ladies because he's just that cool guy like that. So Robyn believed in his innocence, like she didn't think that it was anything that deep to where he was trying to like come on to Giselle, as Giselle was insinuating. So let's be very clear, all right? Which is so interesting for her to turn around and say she wished that Candiace would have received the information about her husband differently. Are you crazy? Are you motherfucking crazy? I wish Juan would have received information about his player being stalked, violated, catfished, and whatever harassed. I wish Juan would have took information about his player differently. Maybe he would not be named in a lawsuit. Are you okay? No, ma'am. Let's keep going. So Robyn tells the Today Show, I don't want to downplay what Giselle was saying, but I know that Chris didn't intentionally try to make her uncomfortable, or he didn't have intentions to do something bad. But I still think it's fair for Giselle to say, you know what? I was uncomfortable in that situation. Yes, I think that I can go with this, Robyn. I can go with this. I can agree with this. I can agree with this. For Giselle to say she was uncomfortable in this situation, I think she can say that. My thing is this: be honest about what you're uncomfortable about, though, because I truly believe you were uncomfortable because Chris came there to call you out, but you're trying to flip it into something else. That's what it is. And if you've never been uncomfortable being around, I'm sure Candiace has left the room when you've been at her house and y'all have been sitting in the living room together. You ain't feel uncomfortable any other time. Then now you get to this hotel and you want to try and say that you felt a bit uncomfortable when this man even mentioned leaving the door open or whatever because he didn't want any insinuations of anything going on or whatever. Like, Giselle, you just not making no sense. So it's okay for her to truly feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, be honest about what you feel uncomfortable about, because the narrative that you're trying to push is not the true reason. You foolish. Let's keep going. All right. So then Robyn goes on to say she honestly that same night told me she was uncomfortable in that situation and maybe felt the need to tell Candiace. I was hoping that Candiace would receive it differently. What? How can she receive it differently if y'all not being the book about what it was? Because y'all not going to convince me and tell me that Chris just wanted to talk to her after the reunion. Bravo legit showed us a scene of Chris being upset. Giselle asking Chris, you okay? He said, I'll talk to you later, or I'll tell you later. Then when he goes to tell her, because he also said at the same time, he said, I don't like the line of questioning. I don't like X, Y, and Z. So when he went to talk to you to discuss the reunion, which makes sense because a lot of people don't like the reunions or how they go. So they want to talk about it immediately following. That's like going to an event and then you want to tell somebody how the event went or whatever. So that's all that was. I do not believe that man did anything deeper than that. So again, Candiace would have received it differently if Giselle would have came at her differently. Hello? If she would have approached that differently and if she would have been honest. Let's keep going, girl, because y'all be so foolish. Girl, release the chokehold. Please release the chokehold. So why Candiace reacted the way she did, question mark. Um, yeah, why Candiace reacted the way she did. Robyn says the problem was that this was on the heels of Ashley telling her about the DM. So I think Candiace's head starts spinning and she's thinking that they were in cahoots because she's just like, there's no way Ashley's coming to me and Giselle is coming to me. So I think that's what made it even worse. It's just unfortunate that it's playing out the way it's playing out. Okay, so with you knowing this, right, and I feel like that could be a possibility, but also not just because Ashley came to her and told her this, and then Giselle, it's because she knows how Giselle plots and plans. Okay, that also took in account. But let's get back to what you said, Robyn, because based on what it is that you're saying, then to me that means that you should understand why she responded the way that she did, right? So instead of you saying that you wish Candiace would have received the information differently, you should have wished that Giselle would have told her at a separate, isolated time. You should have wished that Giselle would not have brought this up on camera. You should have wished that Giselle would have told Candiace about this the night that it happened, instead of putting the blame on Candiace for how she's handling information coming to her. And that's the bullshit that I be talking about, okay? And that I've been talking about. You over here trying to make it seem like Candiace is reacting wrong, Candiace is responding wrong. But meanwhile, Giselle was the one that presented the information to her. And then Ashley was the first one. And then you pretty much gave yourself an explanation as to why you believe this young lady handled the situation the way she did, and then turn around and say that you wish you would have received it differently. Y'all are bogus. Like bogus, 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 bogus. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. F them. Like I hate it. I hate it so much. Let's go ahead and keep going. What else do we have? So, Darby, Ashley and Candiace have sparred frequently over the years, namely over controversy surrounding Ashley's husband, okay, who she says she's currently separated from, as Virginia law requires separation for a year before you can divorce. Now, Robyn noted that although she doesn't think Ashley was out to get Chris, she says that Ashley may have been excited to receive a DM that could be used against Candiace and her husband. That's a fact. And that's what be killing me again, Robyn. That is a fact. All right. Okay. You saying that Robyn says she doesn't think that Ashley was out to get Chris. She was out to get Chris. That's one. Two, she was also, you're right about that, excited to receive this information that she could use against this man. You are absolutely right. But my issue is this. It's like you call out everybody else's BS, but you never call out Giselle's. And this is why people do not like you. They started to like you for a millisecond at the very beginning because you were standing on your own, right? And you were debunking things. You weren't just a go along as friend. That's why people started to like you initially in the beginning. And I mean the beginning of this season, like episode 1 and 2, girl. Okay. And then after that, you just kind of tried to, you just started to phase or whatever. But that's the problem. Like, I don't like that. But anyway, Robyn says, my first reaction was like, Chris is not that stupid to do something that sloppy with Candiace's almost arch nemesis on the show. He's not that dumb. And then she says, I'm pretty sure Ashley was like, yes, I got something. Absolutely. And you don't think Giselle said the same thing? Yes, I got something. You know what? I'm going to hold on to this. Since Chris want to come at me wrong at the reunion and he want to cool, I could call Candiace and tell her that. But you know what? I'm going to hold on to this because now as I got my wheels turning, this actually will make for a really good storyline for the next season. So you know what? Instead of bringing it up now, I'm going to figure out a way to bring it up on camera. So boom, soon as Ashley got that DM, Ashley and Giselle both had a conversation. How I believe it happened, had a conversation. And it's like, oh, you know what? Boom, this is what we could do. So in this season, with the and then we're going to bring up this, and then you're going to tell her first, right? And then I'm going to Like, it was already a plan, girl. Y'all not going to sit up here and play me. Like, y'all already came up with that. Giselle was upset The moment Chris got her together, she wanted him to leave her room or whatever. And I feel like it was in that moment when she told Robyn about her uncomfortableness and how she felt or whatever. In that moment, she created a get back plan. And that get back plan was to get back at Chris. Period. Okay. So definitely was given that. Let's go ahead and keep going. Okay. Um, let's see, they said, although we don't know for sure how Ashley felt, we do know that her husband allegedly showed up to Candiace's recent concert in the Bahamas. Okay. And did. All right. He did show up. Candiace talked about that. This is Michael here talking to a young woman that's telling him that he needs to go. Okay, he came there to intimidate Miss Candiace, knowing that she was performing. He came and sat on the very first row. There were cameras there, but they weren't specifically there for Miss Candiace. But she believes that Michael may have thought that they were there. So his plan was to probably cause a scene. He was doing too much, girl, doing too much. But anyway, try to get it together. All right. So then Robyn also goes on to say, it's so random. I almost felt like I should have played like the lottery or something. The stars are aligned right now for them to be in the same hotel at the same time. It's so crazy. I want to know if they were talking and what was said. Well, if you would have watched Candiace's live, Miss Robyn, you probably would have known that conversations did not happen. Now, if you're talking about what was said between that lady and between Michael, well, according to Candiace, and I do believe Chris, Michael was not escorted out by security, but that young woman went to him and pretty much told him to leave. Like, if you don't care for her, why would you be here at this event? Da, 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 like, you need to go. Okay, so that's pretty much what the conversation was. Now we're about to get into the portion about Miss Dr. Wendy and the Mia situation, okay, the Miami trip, okay. So Robyn clarified her remarks to Osefo during the Miami cash trip, and this is what resulted in Dr. Wendy kind of like speaking her piece, right? So let's keep going. Okay, they say another feud that Robyn has found herself in the center of the Mia versus Wendy situation, which exploded on the cash trip to Miami over allegations that Osefo was practicing bad business with Peter Thomas. Okay, y'all know he's a former housewife, honey. Yes, a whole former housewife, honey. Peter Risha over there, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Robyn says that the feud between the pair really wasn't that big of a deal. Are you crazy? So if their feud wasn't that big of a deal, then the issue you tried to have with her over what was said to Mia and her feeling like Mia could have been lying, but y'all was the ones that approached Mia with y'all BS, and she just pretty much called it out. And really, she didn't even call it out. She was just trying to get an understanding at that moment. That wasn't even a big deal, but you chose to bring it up at the dance studio to make it a big deal, just so you can go into your next plan, which was to ice her out and invite everybody but her. Your whole intentions was to create division even more between you and Wendy, just like you showed up to the winery to do the same exact thing. You're a clown. Let's keep going. All right. She says the feud between those two ladies really wasn't that big of a deal in the moment. But by the looks of social media, it may be one of the biggest moments of the season. I don't know, because let Karen tell it, it's going to be a whole lot more to the season. So I ain't no telling if that's going to be the biggest moment. See, because you didn't think that this was the biggest moment, of the season, because you didn't think it was that big of a deal, you don't define what's going to be the biggest moment. We define that. So you can't say that it's probably going to be the biggest moment of the season. You don't know that, because you're probably going to do some other stupid, and then we're going to be on your head top again. But let's keep going, okay? All right. Somebody says first Mia throws a drink. This is Queens of Bravo. First Mia throws the drink. Then she has the audacity, not the audacity, honey, the audacity to stand over Wendy. Mia couldn't handle the Wendy smoke, and it shows on facts, which is why she removed her Twitter, then came back, reactivated the Twitter, then want to send up there and somewhat apologize for her actions, but never sending a direct apology to Miss Wendy. But we'll see if she's going to give her a direct one in the upcoming episodes. But even if she does, Wendy, you don't need to be close to this lady like that. You already see how she treats her very best friend since they were in elementary school or however long they known. You already see how she treats this lady. So I would take her with a grain of salt. And we already know that Mia is a liar, a full ass liar. Okay. They have a few tweets here. Somebody says Potomac is an absolute mess this season, and not in a good way. Mia, Giselle, Robyn, and Ashley are all in the wrong and beyond hypocritical. Come on, Michael. The attempt to take Candiace and Wendy down is so transparent. Karen remains the unbothered queen. Okay, y'all know my theory. This is for the people that's watching me now that have not caught my theory. I truly feel like Giselle ultimately, I feel like she's the ringleader and the other ladies follow. I feel like she's coming after Candiace and Wendy because they were a part of pushing the, I guess, narrative, whatever you want to say, pushing the conversation is what I'll say, of colorism last year. And on top of that, because of the conversation she had with Chris in that hotel room. So I feel like she has some type of agenda, okay? Somebody by the name of Chadwick says Mia started all of this through a drink and tried to hit Wendy with her purse. I don't think she tried. I feel like she did. And somehow Giselle and Robyn are treating her like she's the victim. That's what I'm saying. The hypocrisy. Y'all can call it colorism, call it whatever you want. I'm fine with that. Girl, it's definitely hypocrisy. And I cannot stand it. I hate it so much. So Robyn received a lot of backlash on social media for her involvement in the situation over the fact that she seemingly was only criticizing Wendy's actions after Mia started the fight by throwing a drink at this woman. And let's be honest, y'all, let's go before the drink because everybody keep wanting to talk about the drink. Let's talk about her digging into business that has nothing to do with her. Let's talk about her approach to Wendy at the table before the drink even got thrown, causing Wendy to be on the defense automatically or the offense or whatever you want to say, okay? Causing Wendy to be sitting on ready with Mia, period. So Mia started this whole thing, then got physical with throwing a drink. Are you crazy? But y'all running behind Mia? Girl, y'all are pathetic. So then Robyn tells the Today Show, Mia was wrong for throwing the drink. I wish she didn't do it. But my thing with Wendy was I really wanted her to stop because I didn't want her to do something she would regret that jeopardized her job or her reputation. So if that's the case, you bald-headed lie. If that is the case, you bald-headed lie. If that is the case, why did you sit there and you recorded that woman? Why did you film that woman and say that you're TMZ? And when you filmed, you only filmed Wendy. You did not film Mia. Why would you do that? How are you recording her with leaving evidence? Hello, if that's the case, how are you recording her and saying that you don't want her to regret jeopardizing her job or her reputation? What do you mean? And we know that you don't like her. And we know that you've been dead set on not liking her because you've said it in the confessional. We don't trust you. Are you crazy? So then she also goes on to say, I explained to her that you have more to lose than Mia. Girl, no, you was watching my review about what it was, and you heard me say that she had more to lose than Mia. Cut it out. So then she says, I explained to her that you have more to lose than Mia. When I'm telling her you're being antagonistic, I'm telling her that because I'm saying you're going to make her do something that you don't want her to do because you don't want to be caught up in that. So that was my whole point, and I'm upset that they didn't really express that. No, bitch. You did not express that. You didn't express that, Miss Robyn. You were not clear. Your actions that entire night, it was very clear on what side of the fence you stood on. If you cared that much about Wendy's reputation and her career, you would have been consoling her. You wouldn't have been running to Mia. And that's what I'm not understanding. So you don't think that Mia has a lot to lose the way she always running around telling the people how she has this business. I made 400,000 this year. I got this going on. I got that going on. You don't think she had a whole lot to lose? That's not making sense. You just over here trying to clean up bullshit. But it's okay because I'm here to break it down, okay, for the people so they can see just how foolish you are, okay? Now, Wendy drew a parallel between the situation with her and Mia, okay, in the fight that rocked Potomac season 5 between Candiace and Monique. In that situation, Robyn was a strong proponent of Samuel's being in the wrong, contrary to what many saw as Candiace's antagonistic behavior towards Monique. And Robyn says, I don't even understand the comparison. To me, it was two totally different things. In my opinion, throwing water on someone's face is messed up. But to equate it to Monique grabbing Candiace and punching her multiple times, I just couldn't make the connection. Okay. The connection, Robyn, because I agree. Okay. I agree. No matter how y'all can say whatever y'all want about that fight, I'm still going to stand on what I said. Okay. Monique grabbed this woman's hair. Monique did not have to take it as far as she did, the same way Miss Mia did not have to take it as far as she did. Okay. She grabbed that woman's hair. People want to keep saying that this woman got a drink thrown on her. Now we changing the narrative and y'all getting that from Monique. Y'all need to stop that. Stop that, okay? Because Monique went around doing a ton of interviews saying that she felt the push. First, there was a push, girl, on your shoulder. Now you're trying to say you had drink thrown in your face. And no, ma'am. See, you pulled whatever push you got came from Giselle, whatever it was. The push you had was the chip you already had on your shoulder because you felt like Candiace was the weakest person for you to go after, which is why you've always been wrong to me, not just from the fight, but from how you handled the entire situation. Candiace has always been your target. But the woman that would disrespect you and claim that your child is not your husband was able to come into your home and lollygag and laugh amongst you and your husband. So for that, you always gonna be wrong from beginning to the end. But people like to go to the middle, which would be the fight for me. Okay. But no, ma'am, it's going to be the very beginning. But when it came down to it, the chip, you first you saying, oh, I got pushed. Then you want to say it was a drink. No, you grabbed that woman's hair and then you reached over her head. Okay, that's when the drink went into your face. And then after that, I believe she's trying to hit you, get you up off her. So if the glass is in her hand, then that's what happened. Okay, so you definitely got hit with it. You did. At least I believe you did. But I know for a fact you got that drink. You got that drink thrown in your face. Okay, whatever it was, understand it came after the fact. The same way Robyn was saying that Wendy was being antagonistic. No, ma'am, that came after the fact. Let's be very clear about that. But the connection, or at least you don't understand the connection is your response. That's why she connected to it. And I just laid out the connection for y'all just now. But more than anything is your response to it. See, the connection is how you didn't condone violence then, but then now you're condoning it now. What do you mean you don't see the connection? You don't want to see the connection because you have no connection with Wendy. That's where it is. But let's keep going, okay? All right. Robyn goes on to say, it just didn't turn into that situation. Like, we weren't like, oh my God, Mia's horrible. Yeah, because you liked Mia. If you liked Mia, and at the time y'all didn't like Monique, it's the same situation. It's the same situation. So all of y'all that's in an uproar talking about, oh my God, Mia, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. But also it's the same people saying, Monique, now you should have dragged her. No, y'all all wrong. Y'all all wrong. If you're saying that Mia is not right in what she did now, then guess what? Monique, you have to know that Monique was not right in what she did. And the only reason why y'all going up for what Monique did in the past was because you could not stand Candiace. So y'all people are the same as mother Robyn, if you ask me. Okay. Y'all are sitting on the side of Robyn, going up for what Mia did because you did not like because you didn't like Wendy, right? How Robyn didn't like Wendy, going up for what Monique did because you didn't like Candiace. It's the same exact thing, if you ask me. But y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway. Cause it's just how y'all is, girl. But let's keep going. All right. So it just didn't turn into that situation. Like we weren't like, oh my God, me is horrible or Wendy did this. It wasn't one of those things where we were taking sides. It was just like, okay, this has got to stop. Like, no, y'all did not do that. Y'all did not do that. And even after everything was said and done, Giselle was the one that came back to the table first. Giselle came, but we didn't even see you come back to the table yet. But Giselle was the first one to come back. What you mean? So even if that was going to be the conversation, like this has got to stop. Number one, we never saw y'all say that on camera, and number two, you didn't come back to the table to address that. So shut up. Come on, Wendy, are you saying something? Shut up. Okay. So with Monique, she says with the Monique thing, the violence was not okay, but I was more upset about what happened after with the social media, the manipulation, the lying, and all of that. Girl, cut it out. Cut it out. You should have. You don't think that like Mia damn near the same person as fucking Monique then? Cause Mia be sitting up here lying, manipulating, doing flip flopping. She be doing all of this. She be doing the same shit, bro. She be on the same. If you ask me, then you sitting over here telling me it was more of what happened afterwards. Girl, are you not seeing what's happening on social media afterwards with Mia? Are you not seeing what's happening? She comes on, she's alluding to the fact that she's quitting. Oh my God, no, it's never right to throw somebody's drink in their face. I'm sorry, I let you down, da, 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 but never sending a direct apology to motherfucking Wendy, just like Monique did what she did, but never send a direct apology to Candiace. Da, da, da. Like y'all not seeing the correlation. I don't know how y'all missing the connection. If you're missing the connection, it's because you want to. You want to not like somebody. Like that's just crazy to me, girl. Y'all do what y'all want to do now. Y'all make it work for y'all, girl. Y'all is a comical. Let's keep going, okay? So, since today spoke with Robyn, Mia addressed her actions via Twitter, which she did, and that's when Mia says reactivated to say my actions towards Wendy was intolerable. It's unfortunate that you all will attack my family, friends, and businesses based on an edited TV show. See how she flipped it? I've already talked about this in another video. See how she flipped it though? Y'all would attack. First of all, you say it's unfortunate, it's intolerable, but we never seen you give her another apology or whatever. Because I don't know if she's gonna give her one on camera or not. But we haven't seen you give this woman an apology that's acceptable. And then you want to flip it and make it about you and your family and your friends and your businesses. Girl, what businesses? Shut up. Okay. And then you want to talk about the TV show being edited. Girl, you're a clown. All right. While I was committed to drama and entertainment, I must do what's best for my brand and partners. Much love, Mia. Like, girl, bye. Like, you acting like you're gonna quit the show, but it's giving more attention seeking. It's giving more flip floppy. It's giving more when she put up that cancer scare or whatever, only to find out something different type thing. And the ladies was wondering, like, what are you really doing here? Like, what's really happening here? Like, or do you have it? Like, it's giving attention seeking. Like, that's all Mia does is attention seeking post. She goes on to say, I take full accountability. I was wrong. No one deserves to be treated with disrespect. I'm sorry I let you down. But where was the apology to Miss Wendy Ostefo? Okay, so there's that. I think that was pretty much it. I think they go into some of the fashions. Let's see. Dixon addressed other Real Housewives hot topics and true Real Housewives of Potomac fashion. The drama doesn't stop with the season's main events. Let's see. Mia has been repeatedly caught in situations where she manipulated her castmates' words or came up with untrue statements to cause strife in the group, causing comedic moments of miscommunication, which is probably why she got Miss Sharice at the house. Addressing Mia's behavior, Robyn says, part of me thinks that she isn't forgetful of what she said, or what part of me thinks that she isn't forgetful of what she said or what the truth is. I kind of think sometimes she's just like, okay, I'm just going to make TV. Girl, don't give her that much. Don't give her that much sense. She don't know. She is forgetful, and she don't know what the truth is. Okay, she is, girl. She couldn't even remember how the difference in age between her and her husband. That lady ain't got them all. She do not have them all. So don't give her that much credit of her trying to make TV. That's dead. Okay. Mia brought her best friend Jacqueline to the group this year, and between shady editors and social media star, it's apparent that all may have not been well between the two besties. Now, Robyn teased what's to come between those two ladies. She says there's definitely a thing. I definitely think one is really wrong, and it's not going to be good for her when people see it play out. Okay. And that might be Mia because we're already seeing that it's not going well for her right now. Okay. So that's pretty much that. All right. So Robyn says they will be entertained and intrigued every week. The fans will be losing their minds on social media and debating nonstop. What Dixon has learned from her 7 years of reality television, I'm a crazy person for doing reality TV. Okay. That's what it is that she says. Okay. I'm not going to get into any more of this article because hold on, let's see. I don't know. I might need to get into, let's see, rapid fire. Okay, causes the most drama. So she's saying that she causes the most drama. Robyn says that she's the one that brings the most receipts. Who she fused with the most? She says she fused with everybody because she's an equal opportunity person. Who she will have the most to say to at the reunion? She's saying it's going to be Karen, not Wendy. You don't want the blowback and the backlash of Wendy. Is that what you're, from the fans because you're going against Wendy? Are you sure? You saying you're going to have the most to say to Karen, but why? That ain't your beef. Ain't that's why you brought Sharice on the show for her to come at Karen? I'm confused, but let's keep going. What else? She says that she wishes the beef she wishes would resolve itself is Giselle and Candiace. I'm sure because she's friends with both of them, right? She says who has the best storyline. She actually believes, y'all, that she has the best storyline. She actually believes that she has the best storyline. She says the person she wishes who would come back to the show full time is Katie Ross. She wants Katie Ross back on the show. I would not mind Katie Ross on the show either, but I will say this, Robyn, be careful what you ask for. Because one thing about Katie will read the girls down. Because the way she was over there eating Miss Ashley Darby up, baby, a few seasons ago, I'll definitely welcome Miss Ma'am back. But that's all that I got for you guys on Real Housewives of Potomac. I want you guys to get down in these comments and let me know your thoughts about everything that I discussed over here regarding Miss Robyn Dixon, Real Housewives of Potomac, this article with the Today Show. Honey, I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me over on the Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.